Flex, the live is more than the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Oh, it's time to bleed. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the American boxing fans, but you already know who I am. That's the Sensei Stormy B, man. But wait a minute. We got a guest. Skip the roll call. We got a guest. Smash the like button, like and share. We have heavyweight Calvin Brock in the building. Salute, good brother.
Hello, how you doing?
We're doing swell, brother. Really good to see you, man. It's crazy because like we spoke earlier, I told Anthony, I said, yo, wonder how Calvin Brock is doing. And he said, you know, I'm going to reach out to him. And he did, and here we are. You know, like I was telling you before, we like to reach out to the guys that put in a lot of work. And in my eyes, yourself, and there's a lot of brothers that were underappreciated on networks that no longer exist anymore. So in essence, really, you had the last laugh. But more on that. But for those of you that don't know, let the audience know who you are.
Hello, I'm Calvin Brock, former #1 contender in the world, heavyweight world challenger against Vladimir Klitschko for the world title back in November 11, 2006, and 2000 Olympian, 2000 Sydney, Australia Olympics. And, you know, had a successful boxing career, finished up 31-2, was 29-0 when I fought the world title. But as you can tell, you know, I took care of myself. I didn't get beat up too bad, didn't lose any of my faculties. I have all my faculties, my speech, my health. My body feels great. I don't ache or hurt, and I'm in no pain. You know, I've been married for about 19 and a half years, and got 2 kids. I'm enjoying, like, just enjoying life.
Man, that's what's up, man. It's so good to hear that, because you've had a lot of gentlemen come through here, a few gentlemen that aren't doing as well. I often bring up Angel Man Freddie, and he don't have all his faculties, and I had him on the show, and it was heartbreaking. It was, and I wish him everything in the best. You know, Freddie Pendleton, you know, he had a stroke months ago, but he's still coherent, and you know, he's dealing with some stuff, but you know, him and I speak behind the scenes. So, you know, I mean, we want to give you guys your flowers, because like I said, man, you was an honest worker in that ring, man. I mean, there was no gimmicks, there was no tricks. I mean, I don't know if they want to call your gimmick being a banker. I thought it was pretty dope, because, you know, that's what you did. They said the boxer banker. I said, you know what? I like that, man. I like that. Like I said, you was a hard worker, man. You was a hard worker. I'm gonna show the audience something. Maybe some of you don't know, but 2006, this brother got knockout of the year. All right, I'm just gonna play this for y'all. This is knockout of the year 2006 versus Zuri Lawrence. And salute to him. Bing! Night. That's Jay Nady, by the way. Y'all know Jay Nady, y'all. And salute to Zuri. He's from New York. Boom! My gosh. It was a scary knockout. Look at that. Counter left. Boom! Lord have mercy, man. That was scary. That was scary, but well timed. Take us through that. Take us through that. I know you was talking about it a second ago, but take us through that.
Yeah, Zuri, it was Zuri, he was a real game boxer, nice guy and all. During the boxing match, he was giving me a pretty good boxing match. He had fast hands. He was tall, and he was about 6'4", about 6'4", and he had a pretty good record, and he was in good condition. And it was on the pay-per-view undercard of Sugar Shane Mosley versus Fernando Vargas. And and I knew I had him, from the get-go. It was a 10-round boxing match, and my corner got a little bit upset, got worried. Probably around maybe like the 4th round, they thought he was giving me too close of a boxing match, but I told him I had him. Don't worry, I got him. So a couple rounds later, I think it was the 6th round. He started to weaken up. I started laying some soft blows to his head, and then I knew his corner was telling him to pick it up because he was losing the fight. And so as he was picking it up, overexerting himself, then I knew that he was opening himself up. So he just played right into the plan, man, and left himself open for a couple of hooks, and I wound it up on the second one, and that did it.
Damn sure did, man. Because that was scary. That was scary, man. Before I go any further, Stormy, you got any questions about that in particular? That was beautiful.
No questions about that particular fight, but I would like to ask Calvin behind the scenes, because you did have a pretty good amateur background and everything. Who would you say was an influence coaching wise and everything that you would have liked to work with that you may not have had that chance to work with? Because you came along in an era where there was like a shift in what was happening at the top of the division and everything. And I just thought I would ask something like that because, and I can explain myself in asking these type of questions. Emmanuel Stewart went and worked for the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
When he went over there and started training the Eastern European fighters, I felt like his services could have been better served domestically with talents like yourself and a few of the other brothers that was coming along your era. It's like he goes and he works with those guys and he makes them better, which it shows significantly what he brought to the sport. But I mean, your thoughts on whom you could have, seen yourself like getting you even beyond where you were able to go, or if you didn't feel that was necessary.
At that time, I didn't feel like it was necessary. My dad trained me in the amateurs, and then I turned professional. I had worked with Pop Anderson out in Las Vegas, and then, I ended up moving from him to Tommy Yankello. That was, at that time, I had Paul Spadafore. It was IBF lightweight world champion out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So Paul, Tommy Yankello, he did real well at teaching me a lot, basically the fundamentals of boxing. Without him, I don't think I would have made it as far as I had made it in the heavyweight division. So if I had to say, if I needed to have worked with another trainer, it would have been hard to say that. I think a heavyweight needs a experienced trainer that knows how to train a heavyweight. Tony Kello, he was experienced, a great trainer, but he was good at training lighter weights. Paul Spadafore was a lightweight. All the boxers in his gym were lightweights. I was his only basically heavyweight. So, a person has to train a heavyweight different. And I basically never learned that under a more experienced heavyweight trainer. So if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have brought in somebody maybe like a Don Turner. He's right here out of North Carolina, New Bern, North Carolina, which is about 5.5 hours away from Charlotte, North Carolina, where I live. But if I had to do it over again, I would want to keep Tony Kello, but I probably would have brought in Don Turner.
Mm-hmm.
What could he have
also actually went to work for the enemy too, because he got involved with Kovalev and helped Kovalev get to a certain level. It's like
doesn't it seem like and that's what we was talking about, doesn't it seem like when I get mad talking about this, it seems like the fix was in to bringing in the Europeans to HBO. And looking back at it, I didn't realize it when it was happening in real time. But once the Klitschko's was upon us, and the Kostazus and the Kovalevs and the Lomachenkos, I said, yo, we had a stable of Black American fighters in particular that HBO could have marketed. And I'm like, they just didn't do it. You were there. Sam Peter, he's African, but he was there. Well, he came later. But Jamil McCline, and it's like,
what, Drew? Just as you said that, I had an epiphany, and each one of those guys lost to a quality veteran American boxer.
You see what I mean?
A quality American boxer.
And
lost to Vince Phillips, right?
Vince Phillips, yep.
Klitschko lost to what's my man's name?
You even lost to Chris Bird.
No, he lost to Chris Bird, but when he lost to Bird, that was Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko lost to Chris Bird.
That's what I mean. Vitaly, not Vladimir.
He told him Turkov, but yeah.
But Vladimir, he lost to the other brother too. What's the brother's name?
Lyman Brewster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ross
there was
Purity.
Another guy.
Ross Purity.
There you go. Thank you, Trick. Because you and I, Trick, and salute to you, Trick. Good to see you with us this evening. I was trying to think of his name because you and I had conversation about Ross Purity.
The boss.
The corner stepped in and stopped the fight. Remember?
That's right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about this, but he was a quality veteran American heavyweight that could box, Ross Purity. And do you see what I'm trying to say? Those guys were touted as stars.
Yeah.
They were beat by other guys who were mere veterans, not necessarily considered stars. So what you're seeing is the fact that it's not so much, the guy, but the schooling, the education.
Yeah.
Who Vince Phillips. We had Frankie Randall, the surgeon, whoop Chavez behind. All these guys were veterans who could box, and they came from the school of boxing with quality coaches and trainers.
Do you think HBO has something to do with our coaching style helping the European fighters? Do you think they had something to do with that?
I don't think HBO had something directly to do with it. I think that the Europeans wanted to make their presence over here, and they used HBO as the medium, and HBO allowed them to be the medium to let their presence come over here. I think once they came over here, though, they was able to make a worldwide audience outside of their country. I think they realized that they were better off where they were, though, because Klitschko ended up doing most of his boxing back over in Germany. I know over in Great Britain, they keep their boxers over there.
Mm-hmm.
and they recycle their bosses real well. I mean, they run it like a business.
Yeah.
You know, if you put in bodies in seats, they keep on recycling you.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
currently trying to pull Anthony Joshua out of another grave right now.
Right.
So he was pummeled deep, 6 feet deep by Dubois. They
He
still
beat his
trying
ass.
to talk about him coming back instead of celebrating Dubois. Dubois is 26, 27 years old. He's the immediate future. And Drew, didn't I tell you that Dubois would probably end up being the future? Didn't I say that?
You said that. You said that.
But
said
you know, Alexander Usyk took care of him in what, 2 rounds?
No, it was more like the 9th round, I think.
9th round.
It was a 9th
But
round,
he Usyk with a body shot that they cheated him out of a KO.
Yeah.
Come on, man, let's get real with it.
I gotta go back and look at that one.
Yeah.
And when you see that body shot, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, they cheated.
It was right on the belt line, and Usyk was rolling on the floor, and he needed an Academy Award, but he damn sure took the full 5 minutes. It wasn't even low.
But the boo-boo stains on the canvas were real.
Yeah, it was very real.
But anyways, though, the thing is, though, they recycle their boxes, man. And the United States, HBO, Showtime, pay-per-view, they should have done the same thing. Put the guys up there, man, that sells. And that's what MMA does. That's why MMA is bigger right now. I mean, so what? The guys don't have an undefeated record. Are they putting butts in the seats? Are they selling tickets? Or, are they selling increasing the ratings? I mean, it's a business. I mean, running like it's a business and stop looking for somebody new all the time.
How much of the sport do you watch today, or are you detached from it, or do you watch it like off and on? Or
I watch it off and on, because you know what? It comes on so late. And then when you're a working class person with kids and stuff, man, then if I got Showtime or some of the other stuff, we don't have Showtime because we was raising the kids and we didn't want them watching a lot of the stuff that comes on Showtime. We're trying to raise 2 good kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of got out of watching it in boxing because of how late it comes on and all the stuff that comes along with the Showtime and with some of the stuff. I don't know when it comes on ESPN, so I kind of like, I just kind of like get out of touch with it for the most part.
Yeah, well, don't worry about ESPN. I heard their time's up with Top Rank. I think Top Rank's about to lead them soon. So conventional boxing as we know it, I used to watch you on Boxing After Dark. HBO folded. Showtime, they folded.
Right.
Now I'm hearing ESPN and Top Rank about to sever ties. So where am I going to, true boxing purists like myself, Stormy, and Anthony, where are we going to watch boxing? Netflix, DAZN. You understand?
Right.
Rider season, the brother Turkey Al-Sheikh in Saudi, he's gotten it. Everything has changed now. And I wanted to ask you, did you watch over the weekend, Mike Tyson, that whole event? Did you watch any of it? Was you able to catch
Yes,
it?
I watched it. I mean, I can still tell you about all the big boxing matches, like anyone can. I just can't tell you about the ones that's up and coming. Well, you take the big boxing matches with Terrence Crawford and Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez and Kovalov. I still know all the top guys, for the most part. Lomachenko, the top heavyweights, boxing, the Joshuas and all that kind of guys. And the Furies. Yeah, I keep up with all those like anybody, but it's not like when I used to box. I was a boxing fan. That was my sport. You know what I'm saying? I watch it. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm doing. Right.
And you want to get in here?
But yeah, I did watch the fight this past weekend.
That's cool. And go ahead.
Yeah. How everybody doing on the panel?
Good, brother. Good. Much love, brother.
What's up, man?
Hey, good talking with you. We spoke the other day. Calvin Brock, man, big fan of yours. Watched pretty much all your fights. And I was actually at that fight when you fought the Black Rhino here in Houston back in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah. And great performance there, man, because I think right after Francis Kendall had fought him somewhere in between there. And I think they was trying to hype him right back up. And, man, you put him back down, man. And pretty much. You put him down, man, and that was a great performance. I was gonna tell you.
Can y'all hear that back noise? Do y'all hear anything?
I don't hear anything.
What's it sound like?
Because they got a TV loud upstairs. I mean, I'm down here in my basement. They got a TV loud upstairs. They got my office door open, so I'll close.
No, you good.
You good?
No, we don't hear it. We don't hear it.
Good. All right.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, but anyways, we got you on here, man, and like we've been getting the last of the American heavyweights, man, from your era on here. Fraser Kendo, Kirk Johnson, Monty Barrett, Dominic Gwynn, all them guys. When you say you sparred with all them guys, right? Pretty much.
Well, I've never been in a ring with Fraser Kendo,
Okay.
but all the other ones, I boxed against them. I mean, I sparred against them. Some I sparred and fought, and some I just, but I fought all of them. I didn't fight Monty Barrett in the pros, but I fought him in the I beat him in the 1996 Eastern Trials Championship. Go to the 1996 Olympic Trials. And what's funny about that, man, Monty Barrett moved to Columbia. I don't know how. Somebody gave me his number.
Yeah, he's South
a
Carolina.
year ago. And as soon as I called him up, I said, man, what's going on, man? Calvin Brock. And he bring the fight up from like 20 years ago.
You ain't forget.
Man. He said, man, daggone, man. 26 years ago, I'm still talking about it.
You left a lasting impression on the brother.
Yeah, Dominic Gwynn. I didn't fight Dominic Gwynn in the pros, but I beat him 3 times. We fought 3 times in the amateurs and beat him all 3 times. So you talk to him, man, he's still talking about that crap. You know what I'm saying? He probably mentioned it when he was on the show with y'all.
Actually, he didn't, but when I talk to him, I'm gonna ask him about it.
Hey, that's a good segue into something, Cal. Check
you know
this
what
out.
all these cats say? Who was the other guy? You was Fraser Kendo, Dominic Gwynn, Monty Barrett. Who else did you say?
Kirk Johnson.
Kirk Johnson. I sparred with Kirk Johnson. I got Kirk Johnson. I helped get Kirk Johnson. I was a sparring partner for when he challenged on John Ruiz for the world title.
Michael Grant.
Never been in the ring with Michael Grant.
We had Grant on too. Yeah, Grant.
Never been in the ring with him.
Jamil McCline.
Well, you know I fought Jamil McCline.
Yeah. I'm just speaking of the guys from your era, and those guys. But I was gonna say that what you had said a moment ago, that was a great segue into another question I have for you. What do you think about these guys of today, man, that are posturing and whatnot, but they don't want to get in the ring with other guys to show us how good they truly are? It's like they're content beating, guys for, they call it low risk, low reward, whatever. But it's like guys from your era, and you're from that last American solid era of, amateurs to pros and everything, and you guys wanted to fight each other and wanted to compete and be competitive. What are your thoughts about these young guys of today?
These young guys today, man, they think more business minded. I mean, and they learned that from their managers and promoters that if you're not getting paid for a tough competitor, why not get paid the same amount for fighting a lower competitor than fighting a tough one? It just comes down to they thinking like businessmen and not just boxers. Just like, okay, I'll fight anybody you put in the ring with me, and then they get in the ring with just anybody at the wrong time to get beat, and then they off to the sides, and then never talked about again, off the radar. So that's how they're looking at it.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, and salute to Africa's Home and that super chat. Much love. He said, "Peace, Drew and Stormy." Man, salute to y'all guys, man. Show my brother Trick Nolte some love in that Cash App. Whenever you see the legendary guest up in here, that's him putting in work, man. Salute, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Yeah, it's low risk, high reward. I'm annoyed with it. I'm on record saying that American boxing actually needs to die, like tomorrow. needs to die, which is why I brought up the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul event, because the main event was a cash grab, but the undercard was real boxing. And I also understood that, thank you, Rachel, much love and appreciation, thank you. And by the way, y'all, today is Devin Haney's birthday. I forgot. Yesterday was my birthday and Nonito Donaire's birthday. Today is Devin Haney's birthday, y'all. So, y'all hit the brother up.
I forgot, man. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Happy late birthday.
Thank you,
Thank
you. At my age, we want them shits to slow down. It was just my birthday the year before. Crazy stuff. But salute to y'all. Much love. I heard that Jake Paul tried to get Netflix to make him and Mike the co-main event and have Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano as the main, but Netflix was like, no, we can't sell that. You got to be the main event. Cal, your thoughts on the overall event? If you watched the whole thing, your thoughts on the overall event, like the presentation and everything, if you got a chance to look at that.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see the whole stadium filled and packed with people there. To, you know, shows that boxing still can draw if you do it right. They had the stars there. You know, they even had, you know, Roy Jones and my man,
Andre Ward.
Andre Ward. They had like the actor stars. They had Cedric Entertainer. They mixed it all up in there. With different celebrities on different from different avenues of life, you know, genres and stuff. I liked it. You know, the undercard. I didn't know any of the undercard boxers. Unfortunately, no, I didn't.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So, but I do believe, you know, I do agree that Tyson and Jake Paul should have been the main event. That's what everybody come to see. I mean, if they're not the main event, then people are gonna stop tuning in. And you know, there were no commercials, right? It was just all Netflix. There were no commercials.
It was on Netflix.
Right.
It was on Netflix.
So, yeah. Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. It's not like they would have had to try to sell ad space, you know. So right. I guess it could have been a co-main event, but I think it would have diminished the importance of the main event. I mean, where the fight, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. I think had they made it a co-main event, they would have diminished the boxing match, the hype of it.
I believe you're right. I think people, because they did that already. I think I think I was told it was Logan Paul. I think he fought KSI as a mid card, and they tried to put it was Demetrius Andrade as a main event, and people were leaving.
Right.
I mean, horrible stuff, man. That was bad. That was real bad. And salute to Eric Jordan, that Cash App. Much love, man. I appreciate y'all. That Cash App, man. Salute, man. Says happy birthday. Thank you, guys. And the sister Chiquilla, thank you. And Cameron, thank you for the birthday love. Much love, man. Thank you, guys and gals. Thank you. The birthdays need to slow down. I'm 49 years old now, and I'm a grouch. I'm a grouch. Yeah. But the undercard, I know you said you don't know the people on the undercard, but the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, that was a rematch, and that was huge. I think Amanda they got it wrong. I think Amanda won the fight. I'm gonna watch it again for the third time, but I mean, Katie Taylor, she's a Shaolin monk leading with her head like that. That was awful. But whatever, man. But the card had real boxers on it, and that's the catch with Jake Paul, because he's pro fighter. He's for the fighters getting paid. He's the type of guy. What card was that where he gave back like million? He had like leftover money, like $1 million, and was cutting checks for everybody on the undercard except Tommy Fury. My God! So I said, man, I can't get mad at that. So it's like he's not like a real fighter, but he's a fan of the sport, and he's doing right by the people on his card. So I can't be mad at him for that. So if he can throw events where people are satisfied with the money, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. But the reason why boxing is in a ridiculous state is because of the casual fans that root for the fighter rather than the fan. Because if the fighter hits a rough spell, they abandon him, or if the fighter just doesn't fight but once a year, they lose interest. It's like all of these casuals have ADD when it comes to boxing. But if you love boxing, I watched the DAZN card just yesterday. And I'm going to tell you something. They got a lot of fights lined up. They signed a major deal with Queensberry and Matchroom's over there. So you got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and all of their fighters going there. And then you got Turkey Al-Sheikh working with DAZN, and they all working with Turkey. They had a Latin night. And one thing I noticed was that arena there was still seats available. But nobody on that card is going to complain about the payday because Turkey Al-Sheikh has real money. But if you love boxing, now's the time to go to DAZN and get that app. So it took them a while. See, I love boxing and I have DAZN, so I'm going to watch and speak on what's going on over there. Now, how the hell is that happening? And Turkey Al-Sheikh is making moves. DAZN is making moves, and the PBC can't book an event for Tank Davis in Houston. No one is able to explain that for me. And this guy's supposed to be the face of boxing. It's not making sense. Trick, were they even promoting the Tank Davis fight in Houston?
No, not at all. Like I say, our biggest freeway here is I-45, and if you go down 45, and you can actually take that to go straight. Like you're gonna pass right by the not so much not the Toyota Center, but there's other places you can pass by. But like I saw no billboards, nothing nothing when I'm driving. You don't see anything. And actually, just go back into some years back when Jamal Charlo fought Brandon Adams here. Mm-hmm. Stuff's all over the place. Billboards all over the place. When Canelo Alvarez had fought James Kirkland here, all over the place. When Calvin Brock fought Clifford Etienne, you see stuff. But other than that, man, nothing with Tank Davis. There was nothing.
You see that? Look what Hannibal says. He says, how Barrios make $500K versus Tank on pay-per-view and $3 million versus Ramos on Netflix. You see what I'm talking about?
That's because Jake and Mike was on there.
And
to spread that money out.
Yeah.
And I want to say something about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. And just even with the Roy Jones fight, when I saw Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fought or whatever, it looked like, in my opinion, looks like, Mike Tyson was going at Roy. He's bobbing and weaving, moving his head, throwing shots against a Hall of Famer. Dope, basically. Mm-hmm. But he gets in the ring with a YouTuber. Man, he catches amnesia all of a sudden in his hands.
They had an agreement, bro.
You're overlooking one important factor. When did he fight Roy?
That's like 2 years ago now, right?
About 4 years ago, 2020, right?
It's 4 years ago.
Mike, like me, is just about 60, bro. 4 years make a difference.
Huge difference.
Maybe so.
Did you see?
No.
There's no maybe so. Trick. No. Did you see him come to the ring with a knee brace on?
Yeah.
Ain't no legs.
Did you see the clip of him in the locker room with Evander and Lennox?
I saw everything.
Okay. Well, when they came in there to talk to him, and he told them, "Tell me something good, guys. Tell me something." He was like needing them to give him some encouraging words, and he was trying to bounce, but he couldn't get off the floor. He was just basically shaking like a baby. You know how a baby get excited and they want some candy or something, and they be, that's what he was doing, and pounding his gloves together. I'm not saying this to make fun of him. Believe me, understand me. Dude, that 4 years, all the drugs he's done, all the bad stuff that has happened in his life. Do you know when he fell off that hoverboard, he had to have back surgery for that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, it's not a joke.
Damn.
It's not a joke.
Didn't he trip walking to the ring?
Yes.
Shit.
This is what I'm saying. Dude, this is not, listen, the crime is the people who wanted to put this on, not the people who wanted to watch it. Because people will watch what you put on. But the crime is wanting to prep that man up and shove him out there. And whatever he made was never as much as the other people, what they made off of him.
Yeah.
You might as well go and dig Ali's corpse out of the grave and put the white trunks and the white robe on him again.
Man.
It's the same thing. And for those that say, oh, Stormy, you shouldn't say that. Well, you was just watching a dead man Friday night.
Another thing
Yeah,
too, I also,
before y'all forget, y'all make sure y'all check y'all Cash App. Every Jordan sent y'all something.
Yeah. He the fight wasn't a fight of that magnitude. You would think it would be in Vegas, but it wasn't. And that's my personal opinion. I think they didn't like put the fight out there because Tyson went past the physical. And you got a state like Texas, and I'm telling you, man, Texas has probably arguably the weakest boxing commission probably in the country, because I'm telling you, I was at a fight and there was a guy 60 years old fought on a card and they let him fight. So that should tell you something right there. Well, and was there any vital testing, any drug testing? Anybody heard anything about that for the fight?
No, man. Those guys was all TRT'd up, man. I know that.
Yeah. So
I can tell. I could look at it and tell, man.
Mike got a
probably couldn't go to the ring at all if he didn't have something in it.
Yeah. I mean, he looked great, but you know, when you look at certain things, you could tell. It's like, oh my God, what's going on here? Calvin, let me ask you something. If there was something, I mean, we talked about training. If there was something you could change for the better, as far as your career went, is there anything that comes to mind?
Oh, absolutely, man. I trained too long for the Vladimir Klitschko boxing match. I wanted to win it too bad, and I trained, I think, for like 3 months for it. But I went to camp. I went to camp for too many weeks. I think I went up there for like 6-7 weeks, but for like 6 weeks in shape already, and I got overtrained for the boxing match. I wish I could have changed that, you know, because that would have made a world of a difference in that boxing match. You know, at least in my durability, how durable I was. You know, whether or not I would have wanted, you know, who knows? I just felt like while I was in there, I knew I could do things that I wasn't able to do because I was too weak. And you know, I was weak doing, you know, even in the camp. You know, I trained too hard. You can't. That's why I said earlier. You know, it would have benefited me a lot to have had a more experienced heavyweight trainer in my corner to make sure I didn't overtrain myself.
Yeah, you probably needed somebody to pull you back at some times to let you kind of like, you know, because you start getting to that point where you're peaking.
Right, I peaked too soon.
Yeah.
Way too soon.
Wow.
I mean, I peaked in probably about 4 weeks.
What were your weeks that you would train for a fight when you went away to camp? How many weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah. Sometimes 3.
Wow.
Because I would go in shape already. So when I went there, not like I had to get in great shape, you know. But when I went to the camp, you know, I didn't need to go there for that long. And my dad tried to tell me that, but you know, it's for the heavyweight championship. You know, you're trying to put in a little bit extra work. But
what would you say was your optimum fighting weight, where you felt your best at your weight? What would you say was your spot weight?
About 228.
228. Okay, and how far from that would you go when you didn't have a fight lined up?
The heaviest I had, normally I would stay around maybe like 236, 237, 238.
Okay, so you stayed relatively close. I mean, because anytime you 12 pounds and under your usual fight weight, I always deem that that's what it should be. But we have guys who kind of like push that envelope. They'll go up and it becomes a fat camp because they, you know, and that's throughout the weight classes. Some guys just get too big, you know, because especially if you have fights where you're getting stoppages and you're fighting inside the distance, you want to maintain your shape. And then you also want to return to the gym in time to get you another match where, like, if a fight ended early, then you don't want to waste the training and the preparation that you've put your body through, because that's less sparring that you would have to do in anything if you're fighting more frequently. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can still save a lot for the match and not be in the gym. And some people didn't understand that. But, you know, the veteran trainers and coaches, they know to keep you along the lines for that.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like what Joe Louis did, the bum of the month. James Toney did the same thing. Didn't worry about like every boxing match you have to make a bunch of money, but just get in there with somebody to keep you motor rolling.
Yeah, people don't talk about it too much, but Chavez, he fought a lot too.
Right.
Chavez was fighting sometimes every 6 to 8 weeks in between title fights. He would have his title fights and then he would have those voluntary matches just to keep his edge.
But you know what? It takes a promoter that's willing to work like that. I never asked, for one thing, to keep me busy like that. You kind of get washed up into, the way things are getting handled at the time. Rather than, okay, throw me on a undercard. See, the thing is, the problem is, if I was to ask to stay busy like that, then it makes people value a boxer less. So when the big boxing matches come, the promoter's not trying to pay you as much, or the television, the TV not trying to pay you as much because they feel like you'll fight for less.
Really? Is that the way they look at it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, because it's enough already, man. I mean, a boxer has to go back and forth. Like, I turned a Klitschko boxing match down 2 times before I accepted it.
They offered that to you twice?
Was he trying to get you on short camps and short prep times, or what?
No. Short money. I turned down the Vladimir Klitschko boxing match 2 times before they came back a 3rd time.
Wow.
So, you take a boxer that stays busy. I mean, the thing is, boxing came down to the broadcasting stations, which was HBO at the time, Showtime, whatever television it is. It's the production company, the broadcasting company. They're the ones that chose to give the champion who they want to see box next. They give them a short list. You have these 3 guys to choose from. And sometimes it's not even those 3 guys. Sometimes it's just we want you to fight this one next, but they're the one paying for it. So they're the ones that were basically controlling the boxing, the television. So boxers and promoters, they only get a certain number of dates per year they have to share. So outside of them dates, they feel like, why should I box for less money and devalue my worth?
So what about this idea? When Michael Jordan played for the Bulls here in Chicago, he had something put in his contract called the love of the game clause, which meant that he can go and play pickup games and stuff like that, and he still will be insured and everything because he just liked to play ball like that. When a fighter wants to be active, and we know when, like, say, take a guy's fighting on Top Rank, they'll have you fighting every couple of months on Top Rank when they're building you. But then you get to that certain point, and then they want to hold you back a little bit and everything. What about a fighter having something in his contract that says, like, okay, I still want to fight, I want to be active, but send me out the country. Let me go fight over in Australia, the UK, something like that, Ireland, Mexico, whatever, just to be able to, you know what I'm saying, stay active.
Well, you know what? That could work if there was a clause that, okay, because I'm on the undercard, if I'm televised, then I have to have a certain percentage of all the revenue that's produced with me being on television. That'll work just fine then. I mean, as long as they're not on television. Okay, I fight your undercard, but if it comes to the point where I'm the draw on your undercard, or televised on your undercard, or you know what, I'll box on your undercard, but you can't market me boxing on your undercard. That's the only way they can work. Because if a person is a draw and the promoter is marketing that boxer to box on his card, whether it's televised or not, he's still gonna be the draw. And therefore that boxer should get part of that revenue that he's drawing for. Otherwise, why should the boxer box on a promoter's undercard and let the promoter make all the money off of his drawing power?
Yeah,
they hated you, bro, because you're smart. You understand all of that stuff. Yeah,
Man, that's news right there, man.
that's news,
deep.
bro.
Yo,
That's
yo,
news.
Real talk.
I think Kano in the chat, he know, but that's news to most, man. That's news because you know, and they knew not to play with you. And I didn't know you was off at the Klitschko fight 2 times. 2 times?
Yeah, 2 times. Turned it down twice and he came back a 3rd time, right? Because like I knew what I was worth.
Yeah.
I'm the number one, guy in the country. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who else you gonna go to? So he had who did he have on the show list? Me, Shannon Briggs, and he had Ticket.
Had you ever sparred him or been to a camp of his?
Well, Shannon Briggs.
No, Klitschko.
No, never
I
sparred.
noticed that he was trying to do that too. He was trying to bring certain guys into his camps, and he was like surveying the landscape. You know what I mean? With the talent that's out there who might be, and he did that with a few fighters. A couple of them he ended up fighting, but a few of them he definitely curved. So it's like.
Do you have any history with Eddie Chambers?
Yeah, Eddie Chambers he was my last boxing match.
Yeah, I forgot about that because he's friends to the show.
Yeah, I had I had sparred with him probably about a couple years before I boxed against him. Maybe more than a couple of years. Handled him real well in sparring, and but when I fought him, I knew I would beat him. I thought I did beat him. It was 12 rounds, split decision. I thought I won, 7, 8 rounds out of 12. I thought I should have went my way. It wasn't my best boxing match, but that boxing match, I went into that boxing match, man, with a torn rotator cuff already, my left shoulder. Wow. So, I wasn't 100%. And so, I had been diagnosed with a detached retinal surgery prior to the boxing match, but I knew something could have been going on with it. But it was after the boxing match I had it diagnosed, so I was able to say, okay, well, let the boxing insurance pay for it then, since I came out of the boxing match. But, I wasn't healthy in that boxing match, and I still thought I beat him. So, but, either way, there's no hard feelings about it. I wouldn't be able to box anyway afterwards because once I had the retinal surgery, then I came out of the retinal surgery blind. I went in seeing, came out blind, and then I had to have a shoulder surgery 3 months after the boxing match. My rotator cuff was torn up real bad. So I would have been out for probably about, a year and a half, couple of years after that boxing match.
Yes.
So is your eye still jacked up, or was it corrected?
No, man, I don't see out of my right eye. My right eye was blinded. Hey, Bryson. Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough game, man. You don't play.
We heard that Layman Brewster had something happen with his eye as a
Robert
result
Helenius.
of. Yep.
Robert Helenius, and the word with that is Robert did something to his gloves and goofed his eye up, and now Layman is blind in one eye.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told us it's crazy, man. He said he watched Robert Helenius and
Hold on for a second. Hey, Bryce, you can't do that right now, man. I'm trying to take care of the interview, all right?
yeah, he said Robert Helenius altered his glove somehow. And I believe him, because Layman ain't got no reason to lie. And he cut his eye up really bad. And his eye's messed up. He can't see out of it. Which eye is it? Is it the left or the right? I forget.
My right eye.
The right. Well.
Layman, I think it's his right eye as well. I think Layman's right eye.
His right eye as well. Yeah. And it's a cold game, man. It's a cold game. Do you think you ever faced anybody that was on any kind of performance enhancement drugs?
Yeah, man. Vladimir Klitschko.
Oh my God!
He's talking about.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I can't say. You asked me, do I think? I think he was, man. Because I mean, you see how hard he used to look, and but some people don't build their way. But the thing is, man, heavyweights, man, like they're not that durable. He and his brother Vitaly both, man, they're like super durable, man. They don't get tired, not even in the middle rounds. I mean, I was in there with them. I'm a strong guy. I've been in there with a lot of strong dudes, and he was like some freakish strong. And he was getting stronger as the boxing match progressed, and not. No, usually I don't care how good of shape you are in the middle rounds, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, everybody gets tired of those rounds.
Yeah, especially
the big
heavyweights.
Yeah,
heavyweights.
Yeah.
And then start having to box on the inside a little bit, or they get them moving around, just jabbing and not throwing many punches. I mean, Klitschko, man, he was picking it up in the middle rounds more and more.
There was something else that I noticed about him in his fights. When he was fighting internationally and in the U.S., his performances would go one way. But when people would go over there to fight him either in Germany or whatever, he was always cutting people up, man.
Yeah.
Cutting them up. Guys who don't cut, you know what I'm saying? When Layman went over there and fought the brother in that fight, he was all busted up and everything. There was always something happening when they were fighting over there that you would see guys cut up real bad. Have you ever paid attention to that?
No, I haven't.
When he would fight over there, most of his opponents get cut real bad. They be eyes all cut up, everything. Over here, not so much. He fought Ray Mercer over here, and he stopped Ray. But I would imagine had he taken Ray over there, Ray would have been busted up. And Ray was one of those guys that had a good chin and everything, but there was just something about their performances when they fought over there. They, Henry Mosca, what's his name? What's the super middleweight guy?
Marcus Bayer, Sven Aki.
Yeah, but the super middleweight that ended up fighting B-Hop and Roy, but waited till they got old. What's his name?
Calzaghe.
Calzaghe, yeah.
All those guys fighting over there, and Calzaghe never got tired. Never got tired.
No, he never got tired.
That
never get tired.
That guy threw a lot of punches, and he broke his hand in almost every damn fight, and he never stopped throwing punches. So when you are on those drugs, some of that stuff makes you work through pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I found it odd that he broke his hand almost every. That was a ongoing issue with him. He didn't fight Roy and Bernard until they were on their way out the door. You know, exactly, Hannibal. It numbs everything, and you know, you go back and watch the what you call it fight. When he fought what's his name, and pretty much ended his reign, Jeff Lacey. Joe did not stop throwing punches. It was like a video game, man. You know when Super Mario eats that star and yeah, he did not stop. And I'm watching it like and his physique did not match his gas tank at all. You would think a guy that throws punches like that is super shredded, like he's a Olympic runner. No.
Nor does Tyson Fury's, does it?
No, come on, bro. Come on. We all know how you have love handles and it's round 11 and you're bouncing around like it's round 10 after being dropped twice. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm on that now. The man postponed the fight in July because of COVID. We're talking to people in this camp. Nobody had COVID, but then he left the damn country, came back in October. He was cycling. It's so obvious, man.
Yeah. They know how to cycle up that stuff at the right time.
Yeah. These guys are cheaters,
and
man.
the sanctioning bodies help them get away too, because if a guy that's doing stuff like that decides to say, you know what, I think I'm gonna retire, that's when the testing and stuff stops. It's like they say things like that. They don't even have to mean it, but just to put it out there. And then, you journalists are writing, he's retiring. He says he's retiring.
So
and then he just waits. He gets beyond that time period that he'll usually fight by, and wait a little bit longer, come right back and fight, and he still got stuff in the system.
Hey, Calvin, you want to know how corrupt Tyson Fury is?
How?
You know he's not allowed in America anymore?
Because he's corrupt. How though?
He's friends with an Irish gangster that has America has a $5 million bounty on his head, and he's still at large. And he was in charge of MTK Global, which was a boxing promotion, and they had a whole stable of fighters. Majority of those fighters can't come to America, and being that Tyson Fury was buddies with him, he's not allowed in America anymore. And this was when he was still the WBC champion. ESPN never spoke about that. We did. But when we do things like that, they call us racist, like reverse racism, because black people can be racist, right? That's what they call us. Like just now, you probably didn't see, there was some guy typing the word nigger in my chat. This is what they do with us, because all we do is speak the truth. And so Daniel Kinahan is an Irish mobster. You can Google him. He's still at large. He's hiding out in Dubai, allegedly. I don't know where he is, but that's Tyson Fury's buddy. And when that collapsed, they took all of those travel visas away from everybody that was on there. Josh Taylor was on there for a while, and I think Katie Taylor was on there for a little while, wasn't she?
Man, there was a ton of fighters.
There was a lot of fighters on there.
A ton of fighters on there.
And they had to work it out.
Popular UK and international fighters were on that list.
They had to work it out. And Tyson Fury is still on a no-fly list. He can't come here. And ESPN hasn't said a fucking word about it. And that's big news, because he was a WBC champion.
Clarissa Shields' big rival Savannah Marshall couldn't come to the US to promote their fight. When what's her name? Katie and Amanda were fighting at MSG.
Yeah.
That was the year that October, Clarissa and Savannah fought that fall, because the fight was postponed because the Queen passed away, and they were supposed to promote the fight, Savannah and Clarissa, at MSG, while they had that big garden crowd for the other two ladies. and Savannah couldn't come to the U.S. because she's on that no-fly zone for being a part of MTK.
Yeah, I know, J Bean. Katie Taylor, Savannah Marshall, same thing. Those people look alike. How you like that? That's what they say about us. Door swings both ways. They're criminals over there. Criminals. Everything we're talking about is relevant. Klitschko, I believe he juiced before, both of them. We just asked Calvin. He said he think he was on juice. Hey. Robert Helenius bust up Layman Brewster's eye. All right. Sam Peter got a fruit basket. Remember, Anthony? Sam Peter got a fruit basket before the Klitschko fight. Vitaly Klitschko in Germany ate from the basket and got sick and stopped in the middle of the fight. Sam Peter. I knew there was something wrong.
You said Sam Peter stopped in the middle of the fight?
They had they were trying this new open scoring system. Sam Peter went to fight Vitaly in Germany.
Right.
And he was getting pieced up, but he didn't look normal. And after they read the, I think round 6 or 7, they read the scores and he was down. He told his corner to stop the fight.
Right.
Years later, me and Anthony's talking to him on the phone, and he's talking about the fruit basket he got the day before. He ate from the fruit basket in his hotel room and he got sick.
And guess who else had a fruit basket delivered? A Tyson Fury opponent.
Oh,
Tell
really?
him you had the guy on, Drew.
What's his name? What's his name? I always forget his name. And that's a damn shame because I talk to him a lot.
Nicholas Asbury?
No, not Nicholas Asbury. Nevin Padgett.
Yeah.
Yup, he got poisoned the night before he fought Fury. I mean, he had projectile vomit and explosive diarrhea. Him and his wife got sick the night before. These guys is cheaters, man.
Drew,
So when I asked you that, Cal, I kind of knew you was going to say Vitaly. I mean, Vladimir. I kind of knew. Because that's the culture over there. That's what they do.
Yes, they do. Right.
Yeah, Drew, just real quick.
Yeah.
You know, back to Calzaghe for a second. I remember when Joe Calzaghe fought Byron Mitchell. And Byron Mitchell dropped him and spun him around. And before he dropped him, Calzaghe was throwing rapid punches, right? When he dropped him, he got up, spun him around. When he got up, he did something, a little turnaround or something, and started throwing the same type of punches again that he was throwing right before he got dropped. Also, Nettles, that was training Omar Shiko, sent me a video where Nettles, Omar Shiko weighed in. Calzaghe got on the scale and stepped off before Nettles can go over there and see what he's weighing. He didn't make weight. And him and Calzaghe almost got into it in the press conference. I got the video.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I got the video. I see that.
Yep. Hey man, is it true that I used to stay in touch with Jeff Lacey. We was on the Olympic team together. Was it true that he got taken advantage of by somebody? Like to his house, end up on the street, homeless and crap.
What?
I mean, that's why he posted it on Facebook.
Jeff Lacey or Jermaine Taylor?
No, Jeff Lacey.
Jeff Lacey.
Wow. Now I know Jermaine wasn't doing good. Wow.
Wait. Jeff's not doing good?
I mean, I don't know. That's what I heard. I heard that, from several different people that he posted. It must have been like a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, he posted that he got swindled, signed his house over to somebody, ended up, broke on the street, living on the street, homeless.
Oh, I'm about to get on that right there. I'm about to get on that, Drew. I know some people.
I need to get on that. Because you know something? Because you know what would do him well? And I'm not even joking when I say this. You know what would do him well?
What?
If that's the case, a goddamn Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Jake Paul would beat Jeff Lacey, man. Jake Paul a heavyweight for one thing, but Jeff Lacey might be a heavyweight by now. But I mean, you know what? Jeff Lacey just came to he was doing all right about 2 or 3 years ago, but then that's what I heard. That's what I heard. He got people will take advantage of you. I don't know what happened, but that's what I heard.
We'll definitely look into it, man. And I got one more question too. Calvin, what do you think about Ike Miyabuchi making a comeback at 51?
Man, you know what? He should learn from Tyson, man. The short guy. I mean, what is he gonna do, man? I mean, he can make a comeback, but he can't beat those tall heavyweights out there like Usyk and Tyson Fury, and not even Deontay Wilder. He can't beat any of them, especially at that age, man. I mean, he wouldn't probably be able to beat him even if he was in his 20s. Not gonna beat him in his 50 something either.
Yeah, he's making a comeback, and the crazy thing about it is, they was going to put him on a card down here in Houston, but I think it's in November. I think it's in December. They were working with some people over there in Nigeria to try to get him to come over here because Roy Foreman was putting the card on. So I haven't spoken to him in like a couple of weeks. I'm gonna give him a call and find out what's still going on with the card. So I haven't heard anything else. But supposedly, he's supposed to be getting on here in Houston, but I think they're gonna have the fight in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken.
He might fight in Nigeria, but the truth of the matter is, man, you're not really making the money that you're fighting for world championship. I mean, in real boxing, unless you are like a Jake Paul. I mean, yeah, he could go in and fight Jake Paul. That'd be good. I think he'll beat Jake Paul. He'll beat Jake Paul.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah,
he would. I'm looking on Jeff Lacey on the gram right now. I'm looking for him. Jay Bean said he's on the gram. He look all right. I hope he's okay. I hate hearing stories like that, man.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
I absolutely hate stories like that, man, because I know that man, when he was on Showtime, I mean, he was a big deal, man. He was a big deal, and he had a lot of support, and he went over there with that Calzaghe fight.
Wasn't the same after that.
It wasn't the same after that. It wasn't the same. I mean, it was crazy, man. So I hope that's not accurate.
It seemed like when fighters went away to fight Calzaghe from over here, they never was the same. Jeff Lacey never was the same. Omar Shika never was the same.
Yeah.
Byron Mitchell was never the same. Charles Brewer never was the same. They all wanted to go fight Calzaghe. Never the same.
Who's that for me? Gerald McClellan?
Yeah, he was never.
Oh yeah, Gerald McClellan went over there. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
When Gerald McClellan went over there, he done fought
Ben.
Nigel Benn.
Nigel Benn. There was something about how Nigel Benn was damn near falling out the damn ring, and he just came back like nothing happened. I was like, "What the hell is man? Look, bro, I got trust."
And in the post fight, he fainted, and they took him to the hospital, so he was able to avoid the drug test, the post fight drug test.
Exactly. I don't like that, man.
Also, 20 minutes. I think they tried to. It was 20 minutes. If y'all go back and watch the fight, I found this out from Star Johnson, Reggie cousin, because he was over there too. He said 20 minutes. They were trying to find Gerald McClellan's mouthpiece, and you notice when Gerald McClellan was moving around the ring, he kept doing this, like sticking his mouth. That wasn't the right mouthpiece. So
shoot.
Yeah, he kept like that. If you watch the fight, he's back and back boxing. He's like that.
It wasn't his mouthpiece, huh?
Yeah. I don't think it was his mouthpiece. And I think maybe he was having problems breathing through his mouth or something.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So there's so much stuff surrounding that fight.
Also, Nigel Benn, shout out to Art Hostage, who's from over there. He said Nigel Benn ran with that gang, the Essex Boys. He was in those streets, man. Yo, listen, man. There's a lot wrong. And we may never know the truth. Boxing is dirty, man. It's dirty. So, Cal, I salute you for holding out, for knowing your worth. They reached out. They were trying to lowball. You held out, man. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this guy, Vladimir's on drugs, man. None of this crap. I hate boxing. I swear to God. I hate it, but I love it. But I hate it, and I love it, but I hate it. We're like abused spouses, man.
Well, his stamina got better after the Layman Brewster fight. Did you notice that?
Yeah, he got a whole lot better. He tired out against Layman Brewster.
Yep.
Yeah, because you know what? That fight happened where? What city? What city was that?
It was here in the United States. I'm not
sure. I don't know what city it was in, but you know what though? You know what he said? He said, man, I don't know what went wrong. I just suddenly, all of a sudden, man, I was just all the way tired. couldn't do anything about it. Man, he probably didn't take some of that crap correctly.
I want to know what city that was in, because for all I know, they might have had strict drug screening there, and he wasn't on that stuff because he got very tired.
Man, he just dropped just like that, like boom. All of a sudden he couldn't hardly move no more.
And Corey Sanders cleaned him up real quick.
Ooh-wee. Rest in power to him, man. He cleaned him up fast. Southpaw. Boom, boom, boom. Dropped him. And it's like he comes back, and mind you, y'all, he never ran it back with Corey.
He never ran it back with any of them guys that beat him.
No, he sure didn't.
You know why? Because Big Brother stepped in for him.
That's right.
You beat up my little brother, I'm gonna get you. That's how it went.
No way. I think Vladimir ran it back with Lehman Bruce a couple of years later, but he did it in Germany. Coincidence.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Disgusting, man. Disgusting, man. But Cal, we ain't gonna hold you, brother, man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Hey, they
so
fought
much.
in Vegas, Drew. My bad. They fought in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay.
Oh, Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, fellas.
Man, thank you so much, man. The next time there's a big boxing event, you know, we like to get all the classic heads on here so we could talk some boxing, man. We'll let you know ahead of time.
It'll be the next fight. Drew is gonna be Fury and
Usyk.
Yeah, so we can get him on then.
Okay.
Get the panel together.
We can do it that Sunday. Yeah, the rematch. That'll be who you got in that fight, Cap?
It's hard to say, man. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, both of them are real good, man. I really can't call that one.
Well, I'm going with Usyk because I'm biased and I hate Tyson Fury. So I'm honest about that.
I mean, Tyson Fury got that reach. If he ain't playing around, go in there and take care of business, who knows, man? Usyk is real good, though. He is good, man. It's kind of hard for me to say.
How does a guy like Usyk, and I'll say this before I let you go, how does a guy like Usyk, in your professional opinion, give up that much height and reach, able to close the distance and pretty much beat these bigger guys, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, in your opinion?
You know what? I mean, honestly, man, he's another one of them Europeans that Ukrainian guy feel like must be cycling off because, man, what in the world heavyweight man can keep up the pace that he keeps up the whole entire 12 rounds. He don't tire out, none at all. He don't get slower. I mean, he's right there. I mean, his mental is real strong, as well as Vladimir, as those Europeans. I mean, they don't fade mentally. Their concentration level in that much intense of a boxing match with those tall guys with jabs. It's tough. It's real tough. And you know, he's tall, but he's not the tallest in the world. I mean, he is real good. He is real good and fast, but you know, it's like this. It's like this, whether it's legal or not, nobody gonna be able on any weight class make it through 12 rounds if they're not supplementing themselves with something. Nobody. Your natural body ain't gonna work. Natural kind of training. I mean, you take Floyd Mayweather, you know, he got his IVs and everything and stuff like that, but that's still supplements. He still got his intravenous supplements. You know, what's going in him, I don't know. But these guys that are making it, man, they ain't making it on the natural. None of them. Not like that.
Wow.
The body don't work like that through that kind of training. The body don't work like that. I know for myself, man, it's a difference. When I fought Klitschko, I fought him natural. I really did. But, you know, I had supplemented some stuff in my past that wasn't illegal, you know, stuff like that. But the supplements, like, you know, even if it's andro, anything, it helps. It really does help.
So it made you feel like a superhero for a little bit.
You gotta have something, man, to keep that strength in you, to bring you back through the hard training to get you ready, or else, you know, your body gonna let you down in there, man. The body, I mean, in a tough boxing match, man, you know, and get a hit on me, the body gonna hold up like that. Usyk, man, Usyk stays strong 12 solid rounds, man. It's crazy. And you see all of his opponents, they'll fade. They'll fade. He can pick it up on them. I mean, you don't see anybody doing that. I mean, that ain't natural. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he juicing on something, but he doing something then. That's not natural.
Wow, man. Well, I guess all it's fair in love and war because I'm sure Fury's been caught. He's been caught and suspended. So, you know, I think the worst of him anyway. Usyk, I mean, it's only a matter, you know, we could suspect, the trained eye could suspect. You've been in there with guys that's juice. You know, they just have to get caught. But I'm not putting anything past anybody because things is crazy out here.
You got to realize, K2 Promotions are his promoters, right? The Klitschko brothers, right?
The
They used to be,
K2?
right?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's who I'm not saying that's golden, but the Klitschko brothers were his promoters. Am I correct on that?
The Klitschko brothers.
His promoter, K2 Promotions. I don't know whether he's still
With Usyk?
Yeah, Alexander Usyk.
They're all from the same country, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the Klitschko brothers, K2 Promotions, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Oh, shoot.
You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows, they know it the best. They two doctors in that medicine, that sports performance kind of field. And here Usyk is coming up after them, right underneath their umbrella, fighting the same way they did, man. Never turn out. No.
Oh, wow. That's something to ponder, man. That's something to ponder. That's crazy.
Like Tyson Fury, he'll tire out a little bit. Take a little rest on the rope, slow it down. But then when he tire out, man, your opponent's supposed to tire out with you. Then the fight go on the inside a little bit. It turns to a fight. But that's not the case with the Klitschko brothers when they were fighting. That's not the case with Usyk either, man. They jump on there and start picking it up.
Especially Vitali, man. Think about this Vitali. When you watch him fight, I remember when he fought, I'm going to say Corey Sanders. I mean, everything he threw was hard. When he fought Kurt Johnson, everything he threw was hard. When he fought Shannon Briggs, everything he threw was hard. And, you know, I mean, I don't know who else he fought. Everything he threw was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no taking anything off his shots to set something up. He's just throwing everything hard. I've never seen him breathe hard or nothing.
Right.
Even when he lost to Chris Bird, I mean, you know, he retired because of his arm injury. But other than that, he's beating the mess out of Chris Bird.
Right, beating the mess out of him. Right.
Yeah.
He fought Shannon Briggs. I just watched the fight on YouTube like just last week. Like, man, you know, his punch output, man, stayed the same from round one. It picked up. The last round, man, I don't know how in the world Shannon Briggs stayed on his feet and took them punches. Man, he was dropping up some bombs on Shannon.
Yes, sir.
That was tough to watch.
Yeah.
That was real tough to watch. But I think you heard, listen, man, you're making sense. You're making sense, man. And I wouldn't put it past anybody. The thing is, what they got going on in Saudi with Turk al-Sheikh, well, you know, we know some things behind the scenes as far as what we're seeing with Fury in Saudi is a drug-free Fury. A drug-free Fury gets dropped by Francis Ngannou in the second round of that fight and goes a distance and almost loses. A drug-free Fury, his body is normal. In the second half of a championship bout, he's on a decline, and Usyk is smashing the gas on his ass. So that's also why I picked Usyk to win this fight, because if Usyk is juicing, they might be letting that go because Fury's not allowed to. Oh, and by the way, you might not notice, but I remember, y'all remember when I did the video how people were saying that Usyk might have been taking a asthma inhaler in between rounds when he was kissing his cross.
Yeah.
They tried to say it was it was an asthma pump.
Yeah.
You couldn't really see anything, but that was pretty interesting. So I don't know. You know, I'm gonna roll with Usyk. That's real interesting. I didn't even think about that. I forgot that they all from the same country. The Klitschko's, Usyk, Lomachenko, they're from the Ukraine, and that's
you forgot the revenge factor for the Klitschko's too. With using Fury.
Yeah, the revenge factor.
Fury a rematch.
That's right.
Some kind of fake injury, right?
That's right.
Never got rescheduled.
Vladimir never got that lick back. So Usyk is getting that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, I think this is it for Fury. I think he'll lose, and that'll be the end of him. And
I don't think they end up over there, man, because
like recycling, huh?
Yeah, they recycle them. Put too many, man. Put too many dollars, man, in the pockets, man. Too many butts in the seats, man. They're gonna keep on recycling. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. Just take Mike Tyson, man. And there you go, man. Look how long. I mean, Mike Tyson, 58 years old, and putting butts in the seats.
You know,
bringing millions of views, man. I mean, it's all about the person. So it's like over there, they'll put him back in there, man. I mean, that's man.
For loss, they'll put him in there with Anthony Joshua. Now that I think about it,
they still put him with Cicero. What's his name? Cicero. They still put him in there. Yeah. Cicero. Still, he would never get put up in there like that over here in the U.S. But you know, they know how to treat their boxers, man. They know how to make money with them. They keep paying them right, man. They make money over there, and they're draws, man. All right there in Great Britain.
You know what I always said? I always said that Derek Chisora is the European version of a Burt Cooper, because they were recycling Burt Cooper at one point in time, putting him in there with all them fighters.
Right.
Thing about Burt Cooper is too, you never knew which one you was gonna get, because you might get the guy who will go down in a couple rounds, or you might get the guy who come for sure.
Man, the Holy found that shit out. Because man, he hit Evander and almost knocked his ass out. I was like, oh no! Evander
Ray Mercer.
Bro, I said, yo, what's going on here?
He went life and death with Ray Mercer too. Ray Mercer was like, when that fight was over with, Ray Mercer was interviewed by what was his name on CBS? The guy with the false eye. Gene, what was his name? Gil Clancy. He was asking Ray, he was like, Ray, it was a tough fight. What do you think? Ray was like, listen, they talk about how you have a fight to test you till you get to the next. He's like, I got mine. That's out of the way now.
Yeah, Burt Cooper was something else when he came to fight. You're right.
Burt Cooper, man.
And you know what? You're right. They did a good job with recycling Ray Mercer. I mean, he fought everybody.
Yeah.
And he beat nobody.
Ray Mercer wants smoke right now.
Huh?
Ray Mercer wants smoke right now. I ran into him in Vegas. I said, Ray, what's going on, man? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I said, man, what you think about the fights this weekend? He said, man, I can go in there and kick everybody's ass right now. I said, oh, man. Ray Mercer want all the smoke, man. He want all the smoke. But
yeah, Ray Mercer fought everybody, man. They did him right, though. I'm glad for Ray, man. You know, Ray, my boy, man. I like Ray.
Yeah, Ray's a good dude. Hey, Cal, how did it feel when you saw yourself in the video game?
Oh, well, you know what? When I see myself in a video game, I think, like, you know what, man, they ain't pay me right for that.
Oh, wow, yeah?
Yeah, man. They gave me like $5,000 for it, and that's it.
What?
A one-time $5,000.
Do you know how many units that game sold? That was, I think that was Knockout Kings, the third game?
The third one. It was Fight Night round 2.
Right, round 2.
You realize how much money they made off of that, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, that was
I
the
didn't
best.
negotiate that right.
Man, there was like a yeah, there go Ray. Man, Ray Mercer's hands the size of bowling balls, man.
Hey, look at his fist. His fist the size of
see.
that Buffalo Sabres emblem almost.
I see
Man,
him.
that was
Yeah, Ray, a cool dude, man. Met him here in Houston. Good guy.
He real cool dude, man.
Yeah.
his hands was just like ridiculously huge. But yeah, that something that you negotiated over the phone, or they called
You know
you?
what? No, man. This attorney from out of New York got that set up for me. And, I did it at the time. I was coming up. I was coming up, and had they got all the way up there. Yet they knew I was up and coming. And I did it, and I don't know, man. I don't know what I was thinking. It was like take it or leave it. It was good marketing purposes. You never know where it can go. You know what I'm saying?
The hell? Man, that thing sold 1 million units worldwide. More than that. That was a hot game.
Yeah.
I forgot. That was the third installment. I forgot who was on the cover of that. But you was in that game, and Floyd Mayweather was in that damn game.
Floyd Mayweather maybe came out in the one afterwards. I don't know. You know what surprising is, man? Like I don't know how to play them games, man. I just watched it, man. I might have played it twice, but I never learned how to operate the remotes and stuff like that. Man, I'm not a gamer.
Every day. I played that game every day, and I always wondered. I'm like, those was loaded rosters on there, man. I'm like, I know Roy Jones was on the first fight night. He was on the cover, and then I forgot the rest of the covers, man. But when you was in the game, I said, "This is huge."
It was Mickey Ward and Tom Gatman. Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti on the cover of Fight Night Round 2.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. But I always wondered how much the fighters' popularity determined the pay. But they just threw you 5 racks. I mean,
yeah, man, yeah, just I had talked to I think I talked to Jeff Lacey. I think he was on it, and they're like I don't remember what he got, but they gave him like a one-time payment. Like they weren't doing like a residual percentage, kind of like what Michael Jordan did with the shoes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn it.
Because if they had, I might didn't think like that at the time.
Yeah. Bernard Hopkins was on the cover of round 2.
Oh, okay.
It was B-Hop. I remember they had his ugly ass on there. That shit was crazy.
So, Calvin, before you get out of here, can you give us 3 of your favorite fighters?
Pernell Whitaker, Ray Leonard, Evander Holyfield was one of my 3 favorite ones.
Those are great company right there, man. Those 3 men right there.
One more thing. Any fights that you didn't get that you wanted?
Well, I wanted.
Somebody ducked you. Right? So we say somebody ducked you. How that work?
No, I didn't really have any particular boxing match. Box I wanted to get in there with. I would like to have gotten in there with Mike Tyson. Not that I had anything against him. It's just that I thought at an older age I was standing a good chance of beating him. But you get there with Mike Tyson, man. I mean, it's a win-win for you. You give him a good fight, so it would help boost me up a lot. I always would have been etched in history. Like I was one of the guys that really, gave Mike Tyson, beat him, or gave him a regular fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What did you think about him when he came back?
It would have been a great payday too.
Oh yeah.
From his time away, he didn't fight his contemporaries. He fought a lot of guys that were like, he fought Evander and Lennox to name top guys, but like guys like yourself and Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison and guys from your era, he just avoided those guys.
Well, Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison, they were before me. When Tyson when Tyson had, he's pretty much done. I think he had already fought Lennox Lewis when I was still trying to come up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't have the drawing power. You know, I was a pretty relatively unknown, trying to get myself known. So, like, there was no incentive for him to want to get in there with me at that time.
And the back storm me up. You know, when Tyson first came back after the not Ruddock fight, Buster Douglas fight, he took on Alex Stewart, somebody who was resurrected, as you say, because remember we had David Ozon on the show, and David Ozon said that was the initial fight, but they saw what he did to I think a couple of fighters, and they's like no, and they went and got Alex Stewart.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, back in '92, but dang, I was 17 years old in 1992.
I was 17 too.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, so you class of '93?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta realize I didn't turn pro until 2001, February 2001. So I didn't become a 10-round fighter until around like 2000 and late 2004.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I was still relatively unknown up until early 2005.
Well, 06, you put the world on notice. Are there any active fighters today that you say, hey man, that guy or woman has got something there?
I haven't been watching boxing to see who's up and coming to even say that, but it doesn't change, man. It's gonna be the top amateurs that's coming out. If I was to go and see to the nationals and see some top amateurs, I would be able to point to the ones that's gonna be world champion now. No doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think we're in a place where we're about to see some changes in boxing throughout the divisions, because this era of the guys that don't want to fight each other and stuff, they're aging out of the way, and it's a new era of young guys that's coming along, man, that are really pushing them out of the way, because they definitely don't want to fight those guys. And those guys are kind of revisiting being hungry again, wanting to prove themselves. So it's funny, boxing, the cycle does change. I think the Floyd effect is finally wearing off.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see something new that kind of might be like from the era that you came along in.
Right. Boxing's actually not dead like people say. It's just that the certain fighters have a weird, what I call weird fan base. They're loyal to the fighter and not the sport. And that's why Turkey Out of Sheik and DAZN and even Queensberry Promotions and Matchroom, they're actually putting on solid fights. So if you like boxing, you go over there to watch it and look at the product that they're putting on, which is why that product is not what America's putting on. We have a solid event, and then the main event will be Jake Paul versus some basketball player. Or football player.
And see, that's why last night's show in Saudi was nice. And you mentioned earlier, Drew, the fact that it wasn't sold out. There was still seats available, because it's in Saudi. Because you have to travel to get to that card. You got to have a little money to be able to travel and to enjoy that experience. But the other part that I like about those fights being held in Riyadh, Saudi, and the Riyadh season events, Turkey goes all out for the fighters. He treats them like special people when they come over there and participate. I haven't heard a fighter yet complain about the hospitality, the purses, the way that they're treated, the way that they're promoted and revered there. It's like, it's total respect. And that's great, because if someone who's anybody in the sport can go over and have the opportunity at least once, they should be able to experience that, because it's not the way of the entire boxing world. But this man has been able to carve a niche out for some of these young men, because he first of all, he has the resources to do so. But all you have to do is just look at the promotions. They're top class. All of the major events, you know, he's had trailers, videos that he's put together, like with themes, you know, like little mini movies to advertise the cards. And I think that's great, man, to have these young men come over and be a part of something like that.
Yeah, man, that's where it's at, man. So,
Well, so I gotta get ready to head up. You know.
No doubt, Calvin, man. Thank you so much, brother. Like I said, we're gonna reach out to you. We'll have a live stream that Sunday after the Fury and Usyk rematch. Love your input on that. Always looking for the pros input, man. Thank you so much, good brother.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, bro.
Right now, take it easy.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Calvin, the boxing banker Brock, man. He was a hard-nosed, hard worker, and I enjoyed watching him on HBO. You know, but I ain't gonna belabor the point, man. Once again, Trick Nolte in the building. You did it again, good brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Oh man, no doubt, man. You know, he's one of my favorite heavyweights coming up, man. You know, like I say, he's one of the last of that era, man. Of them good heavyweights that we had back then, man. And you know, they fought everybody. They all fought each other. You know, and it's good to have him on. You know, he's doing good. Look, he's doing good, man.
Yeah. He only had about 34 fights. 30
yeah, he had many fights. Yeah,
exactly. He didn't even have a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he did well, man. He did well. Man, thank you, Trick.
I did not know that about his eye, though, Trick. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
I was talking to I think Michael Grant. One of them told me about he has something going on with his eye. No, it was Money Barrett. I'm sorry, Money Barrett.
Money Barrett.
He has something going on with his eye, and you know, and I spoke with him was last week for the first time. You know, I think one of his lady in his church had told him something to shoot me his number or whatnot, and we talked for a little bit, and he explained to me about his eye and stuff. You know, I heard it, but I want to hear from him as well. You know.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, man. You don't play boxing, man. This is it's hard, man. But I'm glad to see he's doing well, man.
Yeah.
Another slam dunk, man. Yo, let everyone know how they can find you, brother.
You can find me on Facebook. I'm Anthony Carter. That's my government name on Facebook, and on Instagram. I'm Trick_Nolte, Trick Nolte. So that's where I'm at. Y'all hit me up. Anybody will hit me up, that's fine, man. No problem. I ain't got no problem talking to anybody, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you, good brother.
Yeah. Well done, man. Appreciate you, bro.
That was solid, man. Thank you. Stormy, let them know they can find you.
And everybody can find me right out here on YouTube streets. Channel is Stormy B Man. That's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap.
Yeah.
Diggity doubt. And I'll be back tomorrow morning talking this god awful sport that we love but don't love us back. But there's life. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yo, one more thing, Drew. I'm gonna get on that about when we talking about with Al Heyman and stuff. I'm gonna get on that, and I'm gonna get on
yes
too, man. See what I can find out.
Yeah, because something's wrong in the country of Denmark, wherever the fuck the saying is.
Right.
But, salute to all of y'all, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zeta, Cash App, the Super Chat. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Pep talk tomorrow night. I got a lot to say. And actually, boxing's in a very good place. Because now I get to poke fun at shit. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. And y'all can't answer it. Y'all can't answer it. I can. Y'all can't answer it. If it's not what I say, show and proof. Good night. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Good night. Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.